Welcome back to my channel. I'm Joe with Smokin Joe's Pit Barbecue. On today's video, I'm going to be making up a delicious smoky meatloaf. Stay tuned. All right, let's get started on this delicious meatloaf recipe. So I've got a large onion. I'm gonna be dicing this really fine. All right, I've got my onion all diced up. Just got a really big bowl here. I'm gonna put the onions in there. All right, so next I got about 10 baby Bella mushrooms that I'm going to dice up really fine as well. All right, I got my baby Bella mushrooms all chopped up. Just going to dump those in the pan as well. All right, so I've got about 8 cloves of garlic that I'm just going to run through my garlic press. All right, last one. Okay, I'm adding 2 eggs. One cup of breadcrumbs. All right, so next I'm adding 6 tablespoons of this Butcher's Blend Primetime Seasoning from PS Seasonings. Now I tasted this right out of the jar and it's got an amazing buttery, beefy flavor. So this meatloaf is gonna be fantastic. All right, so next I've got 2 fire roasted poblano peppers. Now I just roasted these on top of my stovetop right over the flame. So I'm just gonna remove the char from the poblano pepper. All right, so I've got the char removed from my poblano pepper. So next I'm just gonna chop this up really nice and fine as well. All right, so I've got my fire roasted poblano peppers all chopped up. Into the mixture they go. Now this is gonna add a really good smoky flavor to our meatloaf. All right, so next I've got 5 pounds of ground beef. Now this ground beef came from E3 Meat Company. If you've never heard of them, check them out. They've got an amazing story and they also support the military, which I absolutely love. So I'm just gonna take out the ground beef. Look at that. That looks absolutely gorgeous. All right, so next I'm gonna be adding about a 1/4 cup of this Memphis King barbecue sauce from PS Seasonings. Now this has a really good tangy flavor. So a 1/4 cup, just kind of eyeball it. That looks good to me. And my favorite part of this cook, we get to get our hands dirty. Well, at least my gloves get dirty. Just get in there and mix everything together. Oh man, the aroma that's coming out of this bowl is fantastic. All right, so I've got my meatloaf mixture all mixed up. I'm gonna wash up my hands and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, so I've got some plastic wrap right here on my cutting board. And I got about half of the mixture, which is 2.5 pounds. So I'm just gonna put it right in the center of my plastic wrap. Kind of mold it, if you will. I do have my loaf pan right here. I'm gonna pick this up, drop it into my loaf pan. Now the only reason I'm putting it in here is just to shape my meatloaf, okay? So go ahead and press it down. Press all the corners down. Pack it in really nice, that way your meatloaf doesn't crack on you. Get all the air pockets out of there. All right, just like that, I'm gonna make the other meatloaf, pop these in my freezer for about 30 minutes, and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, so it's been about 30 minutes since I put the meatloaf in the freezer. So now we're just gonna take it out of the plastic wrap. I do have this rack that I'm gonna be placing our meatloafs in, okay? So here we go. Voila. Just gonna touch up the edges, if you will. That looks pretty good. Now this other meatloaf is a little bit bigger than my first one, but that's okay. Here we go. All right, just like that. Take off our plastic wrap. That looks really good. You just touch up our edges. All right, I got my Yoder Y640 pellet smoker running at 250 degrees. We'll see you guys outside. All right, so I've got my Yoder running at 250 degrees. Gonna open up the lid and put our meatloaf on the top rack. Now I do have the damper pushed all the way in, and I am using B&B cherry pellets today. All right, I'm also gonna be using the Yoder probes. So I'm gonna put this probe right here, right in the middle, just like that. And probe number 2, again, right smack in the middle of our meatloaf. All right, so we're looking for about 155 degrees internal temperature. We'll check back in a bit. Stay tuned. All right, so we're 2 hours and 45 minutes into our cook. Now I did crank up the temperature to 275 at the 2 hour mark. Again, we're running at 145 degrees internal. And look at that color. That's a nice color you get with the B&B cherry pellets. So I'm gonna be applying some of that Memphis King barbecue sauce from PS Seasonings. Just a light layer of this stuff. Look at that. These are gonna be amazing. If you guys are wondering what brush I'm using, this is a Dal Strong brush that you can get inside of a grill set. I will be leaving a link below so you guys can check it out if you're interested. All right, I'm gonna put sauce on this one as well. So my backyard smells absolutely amazing right now. Can't wait to slice into these bad boys. All right, so 10 more degrees. I'll see you guys inside. All right, so our smoked meatloaf is ready, and the total cook time was 3.5 hours. Just a reminder that at the 2 hour mark, I did crank my temperature up to 275, okay? So I'm just gonna get my big Dal Strong spatula and get this beautiful meatloaf off of this rack. Man, I wish you guys could smell this amazing looking meatloaf. Just gonna lay it on my cutting board. Nice and easy. All right, I've got my Dal Strong carving set. Just gonna take a few slices from this meatloaf right here. Oh my God, the juices are pouring out. Ooh, look at that smoke ring right there. You can see the mushrooms, the onions, the fire roasted poblano pepper that we used as well. Oh, this is gonna be good. Well, these slices almost look like brisket slices. This is gonna be good. Let's dig into it. All right, so I've got some red skin mashed potatoes that we made up. Just gonna grab 3 nice slices of this meatloaf. Oh man, check that out. Let's give it a taste. All right, let's dive into this meatloaf and see how we did. Oh man, look at that smoke ring. Here we go. Man, I am loving this primetime seasoning. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit more of this Memphis King barbecue sauce on this meatloaf, just like that. You can also put on the side if you want it as a dipping sauce. But man, I bet this is gonna be good right here. There you go. All right, so that Memphis King barbecue sauce took this meatloaf from right here to way up here. This is really good. You know I gotta try some of this meatloaf with these red skin potatoes. Here we go. All right, so the flavor of this meatloaf is absolutely delicious. The B&B cherry pellets really gave this meatloaf a really nice smoky flavor. And this rub with this barbecue sauce, it is absolutely amazing. Make sure you guys check out that description box. There you can find links for some of the items that I use in this video, including this delicious rub and sauce from PS Seasonings. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If this is your first time here, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Until next time, Joe with Smokin Joe Spit Barbecue. See ya.